Hi Upstream. We are gonna make 7-Up biscuits today. Now these are the best biscuits ever. In fact, these taste like Kentucky Fried Chicken biscuits, and really they're like my husband's his grandma June. They're like her biscuits. These are the biscuits that would have been made in a cast iron still long ago. They are amazing. So in your kit, you got some Bisquick or just generic baking mix. You also got a cube of butter and some 7-Up, which I know seems really weird, but believe me, it's good. So the one thing that you have to get on your own is the 1 cup of sour cream. Now, when you open your sour cream, and you can go ahead and zoom in, if there's a little bit of like water in there, don't worry. That's just part of the sour cream. But we're gonna take our 4 cups of Bisquick, which I just put in a bowl. And then, as you can see in our recipe, in a large bowl, mix 4 cups baking mix, the sour cream, and the 7-Up. So I'm gonna take, I need to get a measure out. I'm gonna take 1 cup of the sour cream. I've already heated my oven, or I'm heating my oven to 425. It's gonna be a hot oven. That's actually gonna help the biscuits rise. So 1 cup sour cream. I'm gonna use my spatula here. Make sure it's all out. And then this is the weird part. Actually use 7-Up. 1 cup of 7-Up. Pour it gently so it doesn't fizz all over the place. As you can see, it's still, there it is, okay. Now, we're gonna stir it up, and it's gonna be kind of sticky. It's gonna be kind of weird. But we stir it up until it's all combined. Okay, so I have the dough. It's kind of sticky, it's kind of weird, but that's okay, that's how it's supposed to be. I have the dough stirred up, but now it says, lightly cover a small space on your clean counter with a 1/2 cup of the baking mix. Now the clean counter is very important. You don't want to do this on a dirty counter. So we put about 1/2 cup on it. And then you go ahead, put the dough out on the counter. Use a spatula to get all the dough from the inside. If you're wearing rings, you're gonna wanna take them off. In fact, I'm gonna take off mine. And now you're gonna knead the dough just slightly so that it's not sticky anymore. Just so that it's soft and that it's not sticky. So you're just getting a little bit of that extra baking mix onto the dough. If it's still sticky, you just add a little bit more. So that looks pretty nice. It's not sticky, I can pick it up. That's pretty nice. Now the next part says, using a small bowl, melt the 1/2 cup butter in the microwave. Now I'm just using a mason jar, so I'm gonna do that. You just put it on for about 20 seconds until it's all melted. So my butter was really cold, so it took about 45 seconds. But you melt it in the jar, and then you take your 9x13 pan and you pour it all in. Ooh, you can even see some of mine didn't melt, but that's okay, it'll melt. Now this is what makes the biscuits really good. When you have melted butter in the bottom of a pan and you put like biscuits in it, it actually fries the bottom of it. So that's why when you're at a restaurant and they have biscuits that are really soft and airy, but they're crispy and buttery on the bottom, it's because they technically fried them in butter, just like this. So we're gonna set that aside, and we're gonna pat out this dough so that it's about a 1/2 inch thick. And again, if it starts to get sticky, just take a little of the extra baking powder and put it on top. And now we're gonna cut them out. Now I actually have a biscuit cutter because it's me. But you could also just use a glass. You can use a mason jar, anything that has a rim. So whatever you use dust it in the baking mix first. And then cut them out, just like a cookie cutter. And you place them in the pan. And you do this until you have used up all of your dough. I'm gonna put these in. Do it again here. Got this one. So now I have just the scraps left. Go ahead, put them together. Do it again, kind of get them so it's not sticky. And re-pat them out to a 1/2 inch. And keep going. You're gonna wanna make sure though that it's about the same height as the last batch, because if these ones are too thick and those ones are thinner, then they're gonna have different baking times, and that's not gonna be good. That's not gonna make it easy for you. So in this case, well, actually, I'm gonna see if I can squeeze them in here. So this is what I actually have. I have 15 in there. You can see the melted butter there. I'm gonna go and put these in the oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. I still have these scraps left over, and I could go ahead and make probably 3 or 4 more biscuits from that, and I'll do that in a separate pan. See you in a bit. So these took 15 minutes. As you can see, they're golden brown. You can see some are a little bit bigger than the others, but this is what the butter does. If you look, it gets a really crispy bottom, and it is super delicious. They're actually kind of hot right now. I have my other 4. I just put them in a smaller pan, in a bread pan, put some extra melted butter, and those are going to cook as well. So I'll have actually 19 biscuits from this one batch. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll have a picture of all of them together at the very end. See you later.